Hello and welcome back to EaseGenetics, where we make genetics easy. I'm Dr. Kaveh Zargari and I'm here to solve another typical problem regarding genetic linkage. In this video, I'm going to solve another type of problem regarding three-point gene mapping by determining the number of offspring of each type in a certain total number of offspring. An example of such problems is like this. The following genetic map exists. If a test cross is performed with a tree hybrid individual with genotype given and 1,000 offspring are produced with a 30% interference, how many offspring of each genotype can be expected? So in the map, we see the distance between genes B and D are 40 map units, and between genes D and A is 20 map units. So we know the arrangement of the genes, the genotype of the tree hybrid parent, the distance between the genes, and the degree of interference. In these types of problems, we want to know how many of each genotype we expect to be among the offspring. This type of problem could be very important because let's say you have a tree hybrid individual and with your previous works you know the genetic map and the amount of interference. And now, for any reason, you need a special phenotype. So before performing a cross, it's better to calculate that with a certain amount of offspring, will you reach your goal and get the phenotype you want from the cross? So first we have to write down the genotypes of the chromosomes passed from the tree hybrid parent to the offspring. The parental type is the easiest as it has been mentioned in the problem, so we write them separately. To write the single crossover types between genes B and D, start with one of the parental chromosomes. Here, let's start with the upper chromosome. Write the dominant allele B and then switch to the lower chromosome and write the rest from it. So here it would be the dominant alleles D and A. This will form a crossover between genes B and D. By using our own term reverse pairs, you can immediately write the reverse pattern underneath the chromosome we just wrote. For single crossover between genes D and A, start again from the upper parental chromosome, write the dominant B and recessive D, then switch to the lower chromosome to write the dominant A. For the second chromosome, write its reverse pattern. For the double crossover type, just write the parental type and switch the middle gene. This is the best way to systematically write all the offspring genotypes. Here I have also listed the total number of offspring for each group as unknown. For example, the letter X represents the total number of offspring of the parental type, and Z represents the total number of offspring of the double crossover type. Now let's review what data we have. We have the total number of offspring, 1,000, the interference, which is 30% or 0 and 3/10. Therefore, the coefficient of coincidence will be 0 and 7/10. And the frequencies of single crossovers are 40% or 0 and 4/10, and 20% or 0 and 2/10. Seems we're good to go. We can use the coefficient of coincidence formula, and by substituting the given presumptions are unknown, that here is Z, the total number of double crossing over types equals 56. This means we expect a total number of 56 double crossover type offspring. But we have to divide it equally for the two types, which will be 28 for each double crossing over type. So we expect to observe 28 offspring of each double crossover type. We chose the letter Y as the total number of offspring for a single crossover between genes D and A. To calculate this, we use the formula for single crossover frequency. Here I use the crossover ratio in the formula, so there is no need to multiply by 100 at the end. It makes the calculation easier. So Y will be 144. Similar to what we did for the number of double crossover offspring, we divide the total number of single crossovers between genes D and A by 2. This gives us 72 for each single crossover type for genes D and A. Just as what we did for genes D and A, we can calculate the single crossovers between genes B and D. We use the frequency of single crossovers between B and D and calculate W, which equals 344. And we divide it equally to each offspring. So we expect 172 of each type. For the parental types, by subtracting the combined number of offspring produced by single and double crossovers from the overall total of 1,000 offspring, a total number of 456 will be calculated. And by dividing 456 equally, we predict that there will be 228 offspring of each parental types. I hope this explanation has been helpful and engaging. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was useful to you. If you're preparing for an exam, I wish you good luck. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more videos, please press the subscribe button. Feel free to share your thoughts, questions, or suggestions in the comments below. Thanks again for your support, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.